Welcome back to the channel, everyone. As we saw in the previous video, sugar is literally an addictive drug that can be very hard to get rid of, in part also due to the internal mechanisms within our bodies that cause intense cravings for all sorts of comfort foods. To put the quantity of sugar we consume into perspective, the average person consumes about 17 teaspoons of sugar in most Western countries and about 14 teaspoons of sugar in most Asian countries. Both of these are significantly high numbers, and this is just an average. For people with a diet predominantly revolving around soft drinks and junk food, this number can go as high as 60 teaspoons of sugar in a day. Keep this in mind next time you have a soft drink, as just one of those cans has got 10 to 14 teaspoons of sugar in them. So what can we do about these cravings? Well, today I'm going to list out 10 strategies to help you with those sugar cravings. Starting with the first strategy: don't drink your calories. If you must order that junk meal, cut out the soft drink and opt for water instead. This might sound very hard for a lot of people because that feeling of washing down food with soft drinks is just so good, but please cut it out. This is the first step you can take towards being mindful of what you put into yourself. Cut out all processed drinks like soft drinks, energy drinks, and fruit juice concentrates. Fruit juice concentrates are particularly tricky because a lot of places that give you the option of a juice is just giving you processed sugar water made from something that synthetically tastes like the original fruit. The moment you see anything with the term concentrate in the ingredient list, put it away. Only get fresh juices made from real fruits. Coming to our second strategy, consider increasing your essential fatty acid intake. These are your omega-3s. What is that? Typically, this is your fish or your cod liver oil capsules. Why are they essential? Because your body cannot make it from within and you have to provide it from an external food source. In a recent study conducted on 129 diabetic individuals, researchers found that omega-3 fatty acids may be beneficial for people with sugar addiction. Omega-3s are involved in many important body functions, including the regulation of inflammation and brain function. And studies have also shown that omega-3s can help improve mood and reduce symptoms of depression. Sugar consumption is often linked to mood disorders, as sugary foods can provide a temporary boost in the mood followed by a crash. By improving our mood, omega-3s may help reduce the desire for sugary foods and make it easier for people to stick to a healthier diet. Third strategy: stay away from all sorts of artificial sweeteners. I'll tell you why. Artificial sweeteners may trick your taste buds, but they can't trick your internal hormone systems. So they actually do double damage by increasing your desire for sweetness and by offsetting your internal systems, leading to even stronger internal cravings. They also make you more prone to other chronic diseases like cancer, which we will talk about in an upcoming video. So when possible, use natural alternatives like original honey or original maple syrup, but don't go overdosing on these either because they are still sugar sources in the end. Coming to our fourth strategy: when possible, opt for more balanced sources of even natural sugars in fruits like kiwis, strawberries, blueberries, containing lesser sugar than grapes, figs, dates, and bananas. Now this is again a tricky area because fruits in general are way better than processed food, but we need to be mindful of the pros and cons of each of them depending on our own body requirements. Some of us may need more fiber, whereas some of us may need more antioxidants. These vary from fruit to fruit, so having a good understanding of what fruit has more of what you need will help us make better choices for our own bodies. Fifth strategy: make sure your major source of nutrition is coming from the protein and fiber groups. Your body needs protein to make everything from your muscles to very essential enzymes that help break down other food types like fats and carbs. So there's no escaping the fact that proteins are the fundamental building blocks of your health. Fiber is very key in promoting your gut health and maintaining a good balance of healthy bacteria in your gut. They are very essential to having a good bowel movement and preventing constipation. So maintaining a diet that has protein and fiber as a major component in them will help in all sorts of chronic conditions. By the way, if you are finding the content in this channel useful to you in some way, please support the channel by subscribing to the same. It would mean a lot to me. And also, more importantly, this channel is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. No doctor-patient relationship is formed from the use of this information and the materials linked to this channel. The content on this channel is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Viewers should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions. Okay, since that boring part is done with, let's get on with our sixth strategy: refrain from buying processed snacks. In most cases, you don't need them. They are almost always highly processed and they are very habit forming. When you start to snack, you tend to anchor an action to an emotion. This is the basis of all habits. Smoking, drinking, fidget spinning, snacking, they're all the same when it comes to tying you to some sort of mental satisfaction. And snacking is a very subliminal silent agent that causes you to get a lot of chronic issues over time without you noticing. So just walk away from the snack section in the grocery store next time you're doing your shopping. The best alternate is to keep fruits that we mentioned earlier around if you really can't help it. Another point is that a lot of people eat late at night, which brings us to our 7th strategy. Plan your meals and try not to eat after 6 p.m. Using the information we have from our previous video of how our internal systems work, try and stick to a small window of eating within a day. By forcing the system to work at specific times of the day, you can reset your body clocks to those times. Remember the hormone ghrelin working as a reminder to eat when you normally eat in a day? As per Professor Huberman in one of his podcasts, we can shift our meal times by around 45 minutes a day based on ghrelin secretions. So just try and adjust your meal times by this time frame each day, and in about a few days to weeks, we can completely reprogram our eating cycles. Once again, this will be very different for various people depending on their health conditions, so be safe and always talk to your physician before making drastic changes. Coming to our 8th strategy, try to actively reduce your stress levels. Stress increases the level of cortisol in your body and makes you want to eat more. A lot of people turn to their programmed addictions when stressed, the most common of these being alcohol, smoking, or food. Be mindful of these patterns, as it will make us realize where we are slipping in our health journeys, and this is the first step again in bringing about lasting change. When you feel stressed, go for a walk, meditate, read a book, listen to music, dance, swim, or just go push some weights. All we need is a positive distraction, so just make sure it is a healthy one. Moving on to our 9th strategy, fasting. When we fast, we don't consume any food, so our bodies must use stored sugars and fats as a source of energy instead. This can help reduce the availability of sugars in the body and lower blood sugar levels, which can in turn reduce sugar cravings. In addition, fasting can help reset the body's metabolism. When we eat a diet that is high in sugar and processed foods, our metabolism can become less efficient, and we may develop a dependence on these foods for energy. Fasting can help reset the metabolism and improve the body's ability to use fats and other nutrients for energy. Sort of like turning on our internal recycling system, which can again reduce cravings for sugary foods. Another benefit of fasting is that it can help reduce the psychological attachment to food and make it easier to resist cravings. When we eat regularly and frequently, as we talked about earlier, we tend to develop habits and patterns around food that can make it difficult to break the cycle of cravings. Fasting can disrupt these habits and patterns and help us develop a healthier relationship with food. However, it's important to note that fasting should always be done under the guidance of a healthcare provider, as it can be unsafe for some people and may not be suitable for everyone. People with certain conditions such as diabetes or those who are pregnant or breastfeeding should not fast without medical supervision. Fasting can also cause side effects such as headaches, fatigue, and irritability. So it is important to listen to your body and stop fasting if you experience any adverse effects. Which brings us to our 10th strategy, and probably one of the most important ones. Make sure you get at least 8 hours of good quality sleep. The relationship between sugar and sleep goes both ways. According to this study conducted on university students, higher consumption of sugar decreases your quality of sleep. And in another study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, increasing your sleep reduces the intake of sugar. Sleep is one of the most important basic biological processes that a lot of people think they can work around or consider they can barter with for time. That is not the case. Sleep is your system repair time. You cannot make up on lost sleep. The damage done by sleep deprivation happens in real time and it compounds over time, meaning you will see the consequences in your later years. A lot of research is going into sleep and its positive benefits, and this is a large topic we will cover in the future videos. These are just a few ways you can control your sugar cravings, but we don't have to imprison ourselves. We have been trained to consume sugar from birth, so it might not be easy for most of us to do what is needed. So we just need to work with the above steps depending on our life situations and circumstances. Take one step at a time and work on just one of the mentioned steps in this video and slowly add the rest over time. The key is not to fall back to the same habits and lose all the progress you made. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the common blood tests that are used to monitor blood sugar levels. Understanding the basics of these tests will give you a better picture of what is going on in your body and help you make more informed decisions on your diet and your activity levels. Till then, take care. I'll see you around.